Alright, new weekly update, let's check it out. Oh, cool, matchmaking, let's read here. Alright, let's go hop into some Crucible. What's Reddit have to say about all this?
Meanwhile, in the Crucible...
No, please, no, Budgie, please, Budgie, please, no, Budgie. What up, everybody? BBK Dragoon here. I'm going to assume you have a little bit of background knowledge about the whole skill-based versus connection-based battle that's been raging in Destiny for over a year now. What happened recently that caused Reddit to explode, the community to explode, is a section of This Week at Bungie that had a bit written by the network team over at Destiny. For context, you need to understand about 2 weeks ago, there was sort of a protest of skill-based matchmaking on Bungie.net's forums where thread after thread of a thread was just started that said remove SBMM. It was sort of an organized way to flood Bungie with remove SBMM. We're unsatisfied or dissatisfied with the connections of the games that we're getting in PvP. The experience is degrading, it's becoming really sweaty, and we don't want to play sweaty matches with guys who are teleporting on red bars. That's just really frustrating. So please remove SBMM or lessen its effect. That's what happened about 2 weeks ago. Now, do I think that that's an effective or constructive way to express our opinions? No, it violated a lot of Bungie's forum rules, and it just seemed pretty, what's the word, attacking almost. It felt very in your face. Now, I'm not taking a stance on either side. To be balanced here, the people who participated in that were really frustrated. They're angry at the PvP experience, they're tired of poor connection matches, and they don't want to run into really sweaty games when there's red bar teleportation going on, or where they're matching international players, which happens pretty regularly. So that was 2 weeks ago, and now we're looking at something where the community's emotions are getting bigger and bigger. We want an answer. We want to hear more about what's going on with SBMM. The section in This Week at Bungie had the network team saying, hey, we do prioritize connection over skill. They say this: we favor your connection quality over skill ratings. If we favored skill over connection, you'd be more likely to have people closer to your skill level on both teams. If you want better teammates, they're likely waiting for you in our recruitment forums. And they also stated this: why can't I just relax and enjoy some matches with my friends? They say, we introduced private matches to the Crucible with the launch of Destiny Rise of Iron so that you could do just that. Take matchmaking into your own hands and make the Crucible what you want it to be. All right, there's an issue right there. You can tell these guys on the network staff are not experts in public relations. They are not extremely good with words like DJs or Cosmo. When they put together these weekly updates, it was pretty raw, and I felt like the response was pretty abrasive. Now, I'm giving you a short summary. You need to go read this full thing, but essentially, it didn't ever acknowledge the players' frustrations. It didn't ever say that there's room to improve. Rather, it was them saying, we're quelling the rumors, you're wrong, connection is always the most important thing in Destiny matchmaking. However, this doesn't match with the player experience. I play against international players pretty regularly when I search during peak times. That's weird to be matching people with over like 250 MS ping to you in a peer-to-peer game where they say connection is the utmost important thing. Yet if you go and look at their ELO on Guardian.gg or on Destiny Tracker, you see that they're fairly similar. And granted, those sites are just estimations, but something doesn't add up, where what Bungie is saying does not compute with the player experience. And here's my take on the whole situation, okay? Deej responded to that SBMM forum protest thing a few weeks ago, and I want to read his response because it is extremely classy, and all that needed to be said at the end of This Week at Bungie, the controversial post this week, in order to make the community feel better. When I look at the Destiny forum today, what I see looks more like a formal protest that can be inspiring. We provide this forum so that you can have a voice. My recommendation is that we use this space to explain our opinions rather than starting and bumping the same thread with the same title. Tell us why you want what you want. Brute force is not how to win over the developers. Show them your side of the issue. The feedback forum is really where this belongs. Every week, Cosmos summarizes what he sees there and prepares a report for the development team. You've never had a stronger internal champion as a community manager, and that includes me. There are people at Bungie who listen to you. Give them something they can pass along. You are a part of the conversation at Bungie. I'm not here to promise a hotfix in response to the conversation of the day. Our job is to keep the conversation going. When you meet us halfway, you get more out of that as a community. End quote. Super classy, and that was 2 weeks ago. I thought it was a fantastic response. What needed to happen in the This Week at Bungie was saying, in a paragraph at the end, is saying, even though we prioritize connection over skill, we understand a significant portion of the community is frustrated with the experience, and there is always room to improve. We are going to do the best that we can in the coming months to improve that experience with the help of you guys, the community. That's all that needed to happen to quell this thing, because really what it felt like from the network team was, your concerns are invalid, you don't understand what you're talking about, let us tell you what's really going on. And that may really be what's going on. It may be prioritizing that, even if the experience doesn't necessarily match up to that. I don't believe that Bungie is lying, but I do think that there is a reality Destiny players have to come to grips with, and that is this. There are probably a very small amount of network engineers left for Destiny 1. Maybe 5 to 10 people in a stab in the dark. The majority of probably the senior network engineers are working on Destiny 2. And the network team for Destiny 1 probably feels very underappreciated. They're working with tools and a system that was built to work on the 360 and the PS3. It is outdated tech, and everybody playing Destiny knows that, okay? We all know we're waiting for Destiny 2 for a large set of quality of life improvements. So on their side of the coin, they probably feel really underappreciated. They see a lot of rumors flying around, and they say, look, no, man, that's not how it is. But on the community side of things, when we hear that, there's a big list. I'm going to link a Reddit post down in the description below where you can see conflicting messages from Bungie over the last 18 months about how skill is important and how it does factor into matchmaking more than This Week at Bungie made it sound to be. So there's a middle ground somewhere here that I hope that we find. In next week's update, I really am expecting Bungie to reach out and say something similar to what Deej said, which is, look, guys, we appreciate your passion and we love it. As long as you're willing to be constructive and respectful, we're going to try and meet you halfway. And vice versa, the community, I think, should avoid spamming and doing the protests on the forums, but rather organize ourselves in a way through a singular thread or through a singular voice that says the connection experience isn't as good as it can be, and we really hope to see some kind of improvement before Destiny 2. So that's my whole take on the situation. There's more to talk about certainly in this, and I'd love to hear what you have to say or what you think of this whole thing. So let us know down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk with you next time.